This equation says the absolute value of 6x minus 1 plus the absolute value of 5x minus 3 is equal to 4. What in the world do I even do here? There are two absolute values to work with. What you have to do is you have to consider all possible cases, and when there's two absolute values, there's a different way to think about the possible cases. The first equation you can solve is, let's say I keep 6x minus 1 and I keep it positive so I don't change it, and then 5x plus 3 or minus 3, let's say I also keep it positive so I don't change its sign, I keep it as 5x minus 3. That gives me one equation. What I can also do is, let's say I keep 6x minus 1 as 6x minus 1, keep it positive, and then I flip the sign on 5x minus 3, so I take the negative version of that. I can also take the negative version of 6x minus 1 and the positive version of 5x minus 3. And then our final possible case is we make both of them negative. So what you're going to have is 4 equations, leads to 4 solutions of x, and then you have to test all of those solutions to see which ones are valid, because some might not be actual solutions. I know this sounds like a lot of work, but unfortunately that's what happens when you have lots of absolute values in one equation. So let's just do this. I'm first going to consider the case where both 6x minus 1 and 5x minus 3 are unchanged, the positive case. I'm going to write down plus plus. So here we have 6x minus 1 plus 5x minus 3 is equal to 4. I'm just going to quickly solve this. This is 11x minus 4 is equal to 4. If I add 4 to both sides, that's 11x equals 8. And that gives me x is equal to 8 over 11. So first I'm going to erase all this here. And I'm going to write 8 11s next to the positive solution and say this gives me 8 over 11. That's one solution to test out. Now let's go into the positive 6x minus 1, then you flip the sign on 5x minus 3 and see what that gets us for a new equation to solve. I'm going to write plus, comma, minus. So here we have 6x minus 1 plus, you have negative 5x plus 3, because you flip the sign on both of them, is equal to 4. So now we're going to have 6x minus 5x is just x. Minus 1 plus 3 is plus 2. So then that means x is just equal to 2. So I'm going to erase all this down here. And I now have that if we do plus minus, x equals 2 as our solution. Now we need to think about the minus plus case. So what I'm going to do is do 6x minus 1, make it negative. So that's actually minus 6x plus 1 plus 5x minus 3 is equal to 4. So to solve this, you'll have that's minus x. If you do minus 6 plus 5x, then 1 minus 3 is just minus 2 is equal to 4. And then we'll have minus x is equal to 4 plus 2 is just 6, because I added 2 to both sides, which means x is just simply equal to negative 6. So that's another solution. Let me just say that this gives us minus 6 as a solution. And then consider they're both negative case. So that means we'll have, let me just erase it down here. We have minus 6x plus 1, because I flipped the sign on both of those, plus minus 5x plus 3, because I flipped the sign on both the 5x and the minus 3, is equal to 4. If we do this, we're just going to get that we have minus 11x plus 4 is equal to 4. Subtract 4 from both sides, and then you have minus 11x is just equal to 0. Well, if minus 11x is equal to 0, x just must be 0. You don't divide both sides by negative 11, and then 0 divided by negative 11 is equal to 0. So this case gives that 0 is equal to x. So now let's go back to the top. This gave us x is equal to 0 as a solution. What I need to do now is test each and every one of these solutions into the initial equation and see which ones are correct and which ones are fake solutions.